All right, are you guys ready to code and get some candy recognition going with some artificial intelligence? It's pretty amazing what artificial intelligence can do. I'll show you guys how you can take control of AI. You don't have to be scared of it. It's actually really easy. Oh my goodness, James. We're about to get started with coding. I'm about to show all of everybody how easy it is to use AI. You barely have to know any coding. You might not even have to know any coding at all. So it's gonna be really cool. And we're gonna be using Microsoft Azure to do so. If you guys would like to learn more, you can check it out. Check out the link. It says translator, but actually it's just a link that goes to the documentation. It says translator because that's the link that was generated when we did our very first Azure sponsored stream. It's really cool if you look at it. Here, I'll open it for a second and I'll show you. And then you can see all the different cool things that Azure allows and lets you do. The best part about what we're doing today is you get to use 10,000 calls for completely free every month. You could use it to train. It doesn't have to be Halloween candies. Like today we're using Halloween candies. We're gonna use Microsoft Azure to figure out which candy this is just by giving it a picture or a photo, right? But you can use it to train anything. You could be like, I wanted to take a bunch of photos and figure out which ones are bongo cat. Or I wanted to figure out what kind of herbs this is. So like you could give it pictures of basil, mint, parsley, like all of these, and you could just like give it different pictures of them and then have it recognize it. All of that without really even writing a single piece of code. All right, I think we're ready. Let's get training. Let's use this AI. This is what we're doing today. We are making an AI to recognize different Halloween candies so that we can just like give it a photo and it'll tell us what candies are in that photo. Here is where we're going. Customvision.ai. This is a secret. Visual intelligence made easy. You guys already know my email, right? Enter my password. You can't see my password. This is what we're making today. Here, I'll show you what it looks like first so that you get a sneak preview. I took a bunch of photos, right? Of like all these things, Sour Patch Kids and all this stuff and stuff that isn't candy. And then, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to predictions. Check it out. Oh wait, actually, we're gonna do a quick, let's see, performance. And then we can do a quick test. I think it's actually here. I think I'm gonna actually move this to landscape mode. Cause then, aha, here we go. Hey folks, we need an image of Halloween candies. Halloween candies. This works. So I'm gonna copy the image address and put it into the image URL. Quick test here. And look at this. Probably expand it a little. It thinks there's Twizzlers. There's Twix. There's definitely Twix in here. I definitely didn't train it on all the other stuff. So it thinks that there's Twizzlers probably because there's this red wrapper over here. Because there's Twizzlers. The one that it's seen looks like this. Which looks pretty much like this, right? And so it thinks there's Twizzlers and Twix. That's pretty right. And then Haribo, like the gummy bears. 100 grand, which is another red thing, which totally looks like the Kit Kat. And so this makes sense. And then Snickers, there is a Snickers there. It doesn't think there's Starbursts or Sour Patch Kids or York or anything like that. So that's pretty good, I didn't even train it on a lot of images or anything either. This was just like a quick test. So we're gonna see if we can make an AI today that does that, and it's gonna be even better. This is what we're using today. We're gonna use customvision.ai. This is the link if you guys are interested. That's what we're gonna be using. And it's very easy. So one of the things that I realized does need to be fixed in here is when you create a resource. When you create this resource, instead of creating new here, what you'll want to do, for those of you guys that are actually more familiar with Azure, you'll want to create this resource in the Azure portal. But when you do, you can use the F0. And what that does is it'll turn it into the free tier. And then that means that you'll be able to do 10,000 of these predictions or recognitions for free every month. That's pretty incredible. That'll get you started, and then you'll be able to maybe figure out a solution, and then you could even make it into a startup and be like, I can recognize all types of different foods. Like there's also these domains. You can make it a general recognition. You could make it food, landmarks, retail, and then the compact ones are meant for you being able to use it offline in a mobile app. It even explains it for you. It says, pick the domain closest to your scenario, and compact domains are lightweight models that can be exported to Android or iOS and other platforms. So let's create a new project. What should we call it? How about we call it Halloween Candy Recognition? And then the description Oh wait, I guess that's a better recognition. Let's come up with a name. How about we call it Hollow Vision? Is that a thing? Candy Vision, Wonka Vision, Wonka Vision. All right, Wonka Vision. That's a thing, right? Because candy. Lens of Sweet Tooth. Get it? Because like in Zelda, there's a lens of truth. So we have the lens of tooth. All right, let's create this project. And then we're gonna have it as a general thing. The first thing we gotta do is upload a whole bunch of images. So let's see, we're gonna add a bunch of these images. I'm gonna expand this out so that it goes away. Okay, first we're gonna have to take a whole bunch of photos of candies. So we're gonna do a photo shoot. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it on stream like this here. And then I'll show you how we're gonna make this work. I'm just gonna take a bunch of photos and then I'll put it to the computer. We'll upload it. Maybe we can start off with just a few. So, what are your favorite candies? I think I heard Skittles in there somewhere. I heard chocolates. I heard Snickers. What else? I think I heard, does anybody like Nerds? Or Sour Patch Kids or Twizzlers? I heard Reese's. So I know Reese's is a favorite. We got Skittles, Twix. So I think we got 5. That's pretty good. I'm gonna put this off to the side. Let's take some photos of these. Get ready. This is like Zoolander with candy. Candylander? No, Toothlander. We need all these puns today. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, here's some Nerds. Oh, that's a good photo. Oh, and Snickers, Reese's, Skittles. And then how about this? Sour Patch Kids and Skittles, Snickers and Reese's, Nerds and Snickers, Nerds with Reese's, Nerds and Sour Patch Kids and Reese's, Skittles and Snickers. And how about nothing? I'll take a picture of you guys. Come here. Aha, I love Skittles. Skittles are so good. You can even taste the rainbow. We even made a game, an overlay game based on Skittles because T-Pup rides around in a tricycle and is like, taste my rainbow, mama puppers. And I'm gonna take a picture of a mouse. And then let's see, I'm gonna take a picture of a candy that isn't any of these, like Sweet Tarts. How about M&M's and Almond Joy? None of those. And then how about Nerds and M&M's and Almond Joy? Skittles and Sour Patch Kids and Almond Joy and all the stuff. Or Reese's and Snickers and M&M's. We need more photos. How about we put all of these together? Oh man, oh yeah, they're posing so well. Wow. And then I probably should try it with a different background too, huh? Yeah. Put the spellbook in there. Almond Joy. Ooh. I'm taking a bunch of photos of candy, making it sweet. How about I take a photo of my other phone? Phoneception. Let's see what else. I can take a photo of that. All right. So now I just need to get these photos off of my phone into the computer. Let me plug this in. It's copying. All right. Do you follow me so far? All we had to do was basically take photos of all of our candy so far. Lots of different photos, as many photos as we can get. The more the merrier. I think we took plenty. So let's see. I should probably sort this by, if I do detailed, I think I can get it sorted by date. It's supposed to have modified date. Date modified. Here we go. Perfect. Let's go to large icons. Here we go. Look at all these photos I took of all the candies. I started with Nerds. We're gonna upload these. Ooh, looks fancy. Mr. X, how are you doing? We're training an AI today to recognize different Halloween candies. And so maybe you can use it too. How are you all doing? It's uploading. It'll take a second. All right. So this is what we have. We got photos of candy. Look at all these photos of candies. Isn't it beautiful? Look at all those emotes. Aren't those beautiful? So all you have to do now, this is at customvision.ai. That's where you get it. You just have to start tagging these photos. By tagging, it means not like a playground game tag. You're labeling them. You're labeling the photos with what is inside the photo. And so you can just be like, Skittles, there's Skittles in here. I can taste the rainbow already. Let's see, we got Reese's, we got Snickers, Nerds, training in a multi-class project, and oh wait, rip, I need to create a new one because I created it as a wrong class. Okay, so let's start over. I'm gonna delete that. It needed to be multi-label. So there's different classification types. Like there's multi-class, which means that you take photos and then you get one label back that says, hey, this photo is about this one thing. Or multi-label is what we were wanting, which lets you label the image with what's inside it. And so we're gonna do that. Lens of Sweet Tooth. That sounds good. Halloween candy. Oh, nice. It remembered everything. That was easy. Alright, let's add some images. Let's do this again. Upload. Kabababum. Alright. And then we're gonna upload these files again. While it's uploading, let's see. Tagging it like with spray paint? No, not like spray paint. Here we go. Alright. That was super easy. Nice. We're gonna start labeling these. So, what candy is this? I think it's called Nerds. That's like me. I'm such a nerd. Reese's. And then Snickers is in here. Snickers. There's a little bit of Nerds in here. Alright. And then let's see. We got Skittles. Skittles. We can taste this. Rainbow. We love Skittles. I love the Skittles. Ooh, Reese's. Here we go. Reese's. There's Snickers in here. Alright. And let's see. Let's label this one. There's Sour Patch Kids. I think Sour Patch Kids was also one of them. And then Skittles. Alright. And then, let's see. It should start bringing up the tags actually. So I'm gonna zoom out for a bit. Check it out. So let's see. We got Sour Patch Kids in here. We got Skittles in here. Same clothes. And then let's see. Snickers in here. And Nerds. It's pretty simple to do. Alright, and then here's a photo that of nothing. So you gotta label that negative. And the key thing is we have to have enough of all of these photos. That's the biggest thing. So like Reese's and Skittles, we need... Wait, Snickers. And so that's the big thing. Like you just need at least 5 of each tag. 5 photos of each tag. And 5 photos of stuff that isn't any of these. So like Skittles and Snickers. Here we go. And so once we go through all of this, we can do Reese's and Sour Patch Kids and Nerds. And then this is also a negative photo. Negative because it's no candies. Let's see. This is also negative because that's not one of the candies we're interested in. Negative. And then let's see, Almond Joy, and we don't care about those candies at the moment either. We got Nerds in here. About this, we got Sour Patch Kids and Skittles in here. Let's see, we got Snickers, Sour Patch Kids. I see Reese's in there. I see Skittles in there. Wow, we're almost done. Check this out. I see Snickers in here, and I see Reese's in there. We need more labels. I see more Reese's, more Sour Patch Kids. I see Nerds. I see Snickers. I see everything. Everything's in here. And then, let's see. I see Snickers in here. I see some Skittles. And some Nerds. Alright. And some Snickers. And Nerds. And Reese's. And then... this is a picture of my phone, no candy. This is the picture of our cookbook, no candy. And voila, voila. This is how we're gonna check if we have enough. If you click on tagged, you can see there's at least 5 of every single one, right? That's pretty good. And so just like that, that's all you gotta do. And then you click train. And quick training is all we need. It actually does plenty well, but that's literally all we had to do. We just had to upload a whole bunch of images to create a project called Lens of Sweet Tooth, and then train the images by uploading, taking lots of photos of candy, and then uploading it. And it's not like thousands of photos or hundreds of photos or even dozens of photos. It's like 6 photos, 5 photos, 7 photos of different candies, and voila, it's done. All right, let's test it. This is what I'm gonna do. We have some photos that I took yesterday of different photos on here, right? So like, let's see, Sour Patch Kids and Kit Kats. Let's see if it recognizes the Sour Patch Kids. Ooh, it thinks it's Reese's. Oh, that makes sense. It thinks this is the Reese's. And Sour Patch Kids. Would you look at that? Reese's and Sour Patch Kids. Should we try a different one? How about like, let's see, what's another one? Will it know that this is a Snickers? Will it? Will it? Oh! Kabababum! Kababam! It realized that that's a Snickers. Isn't that super crazy and easy? 99% Snickers. How about we find a candy that we haven't put in here yet? So like, let's see. What's one that we haven't put in? Like Swedish fish. I have Swedish fish in here. I wonder what it thinks this is gonna be. It thinks it's Skittles, but it's only got like 57% confidence. That's pretty close. If we took a picture of Swedish fish and trained it and said, hey, this is not any of the candies that we're interested in, then it would actually do better too. But we haven't actually used a lot of pictures. And so more pictures that you put in there, I think you can have like 4,000 pictures, the better it gets. Let's see, how about another photo? How about this one? It's got Sour Patch Kids and Skittles in here. Let's see if it figures it out. It thinks there's Sour Patch Kids and Skittles, or Snickers, and Reese's. It thinks this is Reese's, which I guess it also kind of makes sense. Sour Patch Kids, Snickers, and Reese's. I guess it kind of looks like this. That's what it thinks it is. I think that's pretty close. It knows that there's like, it's not like Nerds or something or Skittles. Pretty cool. What's 100 grand? I think it's a chocolate bar by Nestle. I've never really tried it. But yeah, so with that, what do you guys think? Pretty easy, pretty simple so far. And then this is all you have to do. You publish it, you click here, publish, and you get a prediction URL and everything. Kabababa, and then you can start using it, which I'll probably take this down afterwards anyway. But just like that, you can start using this. So easy. I've never seen that chocolate before.